You need to change your mentality. And this is one of the biggest things that's holding you back in all aspects of your life. So I'm going to give you here a few pointers, a few tips to help you combat this and really change your mentality into something that progresses you further along. You need to really recognize the power of your thoughts. Like, your mindset genuinely determines how you interpret the world. Like, a negative mindset, wherever that may be, if it's for your physique, if it's for your job, whatever it may be, a negative mindset isn't just making you more miserable, it's also blinding you to future opportunities, things that you may pass up because you're just always so miserable. You're always looking for the worst thing in that possible situation. And thoughts, I know your mind can run wild sometimes, but you need to understand that thoughts are not always facts. That's not from the Lord, all right? Thoughts are from Satan himself. These negative thoughts you have are not something good. You shouldn't read into these things, right? Just because it's a thought doesn't mean it's necessarily true. Whatever shit you're talking on yourself, it's not true. These are just negative thoughts. Everybody gets them. You need to learn to look past this. And the first step to getting past this mental blockade, this negative self-talk, is actually just self-awareness. Whenever you're in a spiral, whenever you're anxious about something, you need to catch yourself saying something like, let's say you're saying, I'm not good enough for this, or nothing ever works out for me, or why did this have to happen to me? You need to challenge that voice in your head. You need to challenge that internal demon and say, like, is this actually helping me progress? Is this true? And the answer will always be no in these negative thoughts. If you ask yourself, is this true? Is this something that is accurate? You will genuinely start to think differently. Compared to all these negative thoughts. Let's say you have a negative thought. I'm in the gym. Man, I look like shit right now. You need to challenge that. You need to combat that. Do I look like shit? Maybe I'm having a little bit of an off day. Everybody has off days. But look at the progress I've made over the past 4 years. And like I was saying, that inner critic in yourself, that's not the truth. It could have been shaped by past trauma, failed relationships, failed this, failed that. But you don't have to let it drive you into your future. Start replacing I can't with what if I could. Start replacing I don't look good with I look so much better than I did before. I'm not where I want to be yet, but I know I'm going to get there. This slight mentality change will genuinely fix your mood instantly, and it will progress you so far in life. You can apply this to every single area of your life. And it's all in the power of reframing, man. Think about this for a second. Everybody fails, but it's what the people who are successful are the ones who know what to do with that failure. When you fail, you're given some sort of feedback. Even if it's negative feedback. When you fail, you're given feedback. In the gym, you fail a deadlift, you fail a bench. Okay, what did I do wrong? What can I improve on? You're moving less weight than you did last week. Was my diet bad this week? Was my sleep messed up? These are all things that you need to ask yourself, and this will change the framework of your brain, and this will help you to push past this limit. Anytime you get rejected, you can redirect this into something positive. Redirect this into building yourself up, right? Any struggle you face in life is just strength training for your character. Like, you've heard this in the Bible before. God gives his toughest battles to his toughest soldiers. And he does this for a reason. Everybody has battles in their life, but whatever is needed in that moment, whatever struggle is needed in that moment, it's meant to build you up, not tear you down. It's meant to build your mind and reframe what you currently think about yourself. All these things, dude, just reframe your mind. Start thinking a little bit differently, and it'll change your perspective completely. Every negative thought you ever had can just be flipped. Just say the complete opposite. It's that simple. Just say the complete opposite. And another thing on this topic that I think is very important is also your environment, the environment you're currently in. Thankfully, I am thankful enough to have an environment of guys around here in my house that always that push me to be my best self, and we all push each other to be their best self. Now, if you're in a negative environment where, let's say, there's drugs, there's alcohol, whoever you're around, that will shape your future. That will shape who you're going to be. I would never be this locked in if I was living with some other people, and it really comes down to who you're living with, and you can't grow. You can't grow a positive mindset in toxic soil. You need to be around people who have the same views as you, who have the same goals as you, who want it just that much. All these people, being around all these people, you start to form this close-knit group. You're all getting closer to God together. You're all progressing your bodies, progressing your minds, and holding each other accountable. Who you hang around matters. And the same thing goes for the content that you intake. If you are watching porn, if you're doing all this stuff on social media, you're watching, like, let's say Nelk for whatever reason, let's just say Nelk. You're consuming all of this negativity, and then that'll start to progress into your life. Start consuming good content. Start consuming Bible studies, ebooks. Listen to some podcasts. I love Joe Rogan. He talks about a lot of cool stuff. And while it's not necessarily the best thing I could be listening to, it's a hell of a lot better than scrolling TikTok for 6 hours. Now, another thing that really helped me is daily habits that can change the wiring of your brain. For example, let's say gratitude journaling. Let's say you finish a long day. I do this before I go to bed every day. I pray, I thank God for everything that happened in the day, everything good, everything negative that even I could have shifted around. I thank Him for the mental fortitude and the ability to be able to handle that. Train your brain to spot what is working. Train your brain to look for the good things in each day. Like, for example, I wasn't able to get a lift in today, but I got to go fishing. I got to enjoy being outside. I caught some fish. That's all from God. Thank God for that. Affirmations. This is a huge thing. Tell yourself you're doing well. Positive affirmations. No fake positivity. None of that fake positivity bullshit. Literally, like, what can I think about right now that is good for me? I've been looking bigger. I've been feeling bigger. Weight has been moving in the gym. All these things contribute to how you think, If you're not in the gym already, movement is a huge thing. You need to get outside. You need to go fucking run, go lift, do anything that helps your body, because when you grow your body, you grow your mind. And through the gym, through these hard sets, hard training, sometimes bad lifts, you build that mental fortitude that you need to progress yourself in every aspect of your life. I'm going to say this one loud. You are allowed to start over. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon, all right? Whenever you fail, you are allowed to start over, dude. This is something that you build for your entire life. You don't need a new year, or let's say a Monday. I'll start on a Monday. No. The concept of days is so weird to me. Like, there is no such thing as Monday. If you wait for Monday, you're never going to start, You can pause, you can take a breath, you can reset, and then just start again. Just start again. And it is this resilience that gets people to that next level. All these people you see on social media, the only way that they're where they are, if they quit after they failed for the first time, they wouldn't be where they are. I think it was easy. They kept building themselves up. They fail, start again. They fail, start again. And occasionally, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, you're where you want to be. And to leave you with one thing, man, your thoughts are not your destiny. This is not where your life is going to head unless you let it, If you listen to all these negative thoughts, then you are going to end up there. I'm telling you that out of love for you and out of me wanting to see you succeed. If you let these negative thoughts take over and win your mind, you're never going to get to where you want to be. If you want a new life, start right now. Start adding little pieces in to help build your body, build your mind, build your physique, whatever you may be.